Realtors, are you currently concerned about the class action lawsuits all over the U.S. that are taking place and how it might affect your current or future real estate business? RE/MAX Results General Counsel Ed Kaiser recently hosted an event that almost 500 of the realtor community attended. We have a recording of this event where Ed did a deep dive, about 3 hours, into the history of the real estate industry and history of past legal action that has shaped the real estate market. And it's a good explanation of how we got to where we are today and what to expect in the future. If you'd like a copy of this recording, simply send an email to podcast@results.net. Have you ever worked together before these last couple of years? How's it going?
If you would have asked this question yesterday, it wasn't going so well.
Okay, so
but
ups and
generally
downs.
fine.
It's improved incredibly overnight.
I'm here today with the Weinstine Real Estate Group, a husband and wife team at RE/MAX Results, Holly and Tony Weinstine. Holly has been selling residential real estate with RE/MAX Results for over 20 years. And Tony's a commercial real estate agent. You've been a commercial real estate specialist for 29 years, but I feel like it was just recently joined forces with Holly at RE/MAX Results, but it's going on over 2 years now.
2 years, it still feels.
And yeah, so let's go. Let's dive in. I want a backstory. So how did the two of you meet?
How about high school?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
You met in high school.
That's where we met.
But have you been dating since high
No.
school?
No.
Okay.
No.
And how have you ever worked together before these last couple of years? How's it going? I always like to ask,
If you would have asked this question yesterday, it wasn't going so well.
okay, so
But
ups and
generally
downs.
fine.
It's improved incredibly overnight.
I don't know if I would ever want to work with my spouse or significant other. That's just me, though. It's funny that everybody has that opinion, but you guys seem to be.
Yeah. I think ultimately,
very
whether
well.
it's in our marriage or whether it's work, even if we have an argument, we, find a way to come back and, be humans and two people that love each other and just say, okay, let's just break this down and kind of come back together.
Yeah.
Even though, something might get heated for a moment, it's like, just calm down. Let's talk this through. And
Yeah.
I think we're both the kind of people that we can fairly easily do that. We're not super stubborn or anything. So,
Yeah, that's good. Either one of you can start. How did you get into real estate?
So I actually sold real estate for a little bit in 1994 and 95 when I was pretty much fresh done with college. It was fun. It was a long time ago. I needed more experience out in the world, so I decided to just not do that anymore. And then I did some business to business sales and, just some different things. And then in 2000, wanted to buy my first house. And had a lot of friends that were still in real estate, also some friends that I went to high school with that were in real estate, and that talked me into coming back. And there was some opportunities at that time with the broker that I went to work for, and they had a new construction division of their office. And said, Holly, come on back. You're going to have listings right away. It'll give you an opportunity to get a jump start. Because I knew how hard it was.
Yeah.
So that was a very big incentive for me, and I said, I'm in. So I went back, reinstated my real estate license, and did that, sold a few new construction developments with that group, and also partnered up with a mortgage company that was doing wedding fairs, and they would get all of these first-time home buyer leads, and they had a handful of agents that they would refer out all of these leads to, and they really liked me, so they would kind of send more my way. And that I was just driving all over the Twin Cities like crazy with first-time home buyers, but it was really fun. So that was kind of the way that I really started those first several years, and that helped me get a jump start on things.
Okay.
So that's how I started.
Well, I started in commercial a little bit more by happenstance. I didn't go to college with any emphasis on real estate. I knew a couple of friends that were in the industry, and I also knew some of the executives at Welsh companies, which is now called Colliers, through their attorney. And I got an interview with one of the big producers at Welsh companies in the industrial division, and he convinced me to get out of what I was doing right out of college, which was in a bill collection company. But that's how I got into it. It was more through people that I knew already in the industry, and that I knew that I would embrace sales.
And fast forward, Holly, you were most recently working as an independent agent at Remax Results, and we're thinking, you guys, you get a lot of people coming to you for commercial and vice versa. You had sometimes people referring residential to you, and it just made sense for you guys to join forces. So I remember meeting with you for the first time, and it's been exciting. Fast forward, now I see you at events and sponsoring and doing you have your new Weinstine Real Estate Group team marketing.
Yep.
That's really taken off. And Tony, I saw you guys on I don't know if you knew this, like year to date for 2023 through Q3, you're number 3 for commercial real estate teams.
Wonderful.
Did you know that?
Holly told me that yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah.
that's fantastic, and we're very fortunate and thankful for the opportunities we've had.
So the marketing, you switched up your marketing when you joined forces. I don't know who was the brainchild behind that, or talk a little bit about that. Like, what have you done? Because I've seen a big shift for you, Holly. Really positive.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I will say, just to kind of back up a little bit, when Tony's reasons for joining Remax Results, it was kind of unexpected. It all came because of COVID.
Oh,
so
okay.
with COVID, commercial real estate was down significantly, and he was home with my daughter and kids trying to do the homeschooling, and that is not his forte.
She's our daughter.
Did I say your daughter?
She's our
Did
daughter.
I say that? Okay. Okay.
She's partly mine.
It depends on the day.
Many days.
Yes. Oh, boy.
Many days she can be all yours.
Yeah, same and vice versa. But anyway, so it was not his forte. So one day we just had to sit down and we're like, we need to do something, and residential was busy, during COVID. So it was like, you might have to sell houses with me. And he didn't want to, but he knew it was something that he might have to just do, even if it was temporary. So that was his whole reasoning for joining Remax Results, was to help me with selling houses.
Okay.
Lo and behold, he joined Remax Results, started opening his mouth like he always does, because he's very personable, started talking to all these agents, and started getting all kinds of referrals for people needing to refer commercial deals. And he got so busy almost immediately that he doesn't help me that much with residential anymore. and that's okay, because what he really loves and what he is very good at is commercial. Yeah. So that's really his forte. So we help each other out a little bit. We are navigating our marketing as a team, because that was not what we were trying to do at first. So we're navigating how do we do that as a team, because we do very different things.
Yeah.
So our marketing together still isn't much other than just the team name. Yeah. So that's it.
Where's your primary source of business coming from?
Still definitely Sphere, past clients. Yep. Referral.
Okay.
Bigger.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's
How
not
about
an
you,
overnight.
Tony?
Similar. I mean, past referrals, a sphere of influence. When you've been doing it, when you've been in the industry this long, that just goes without saying, kind of.
Do you get a lot of, are you finding that you are getting a lot of referrals internally from Remax Results agents?
I am, yes. I am getting a decent amount of activity from results agents, and that's been just awesome. I mean, it's been great getting to know the agents and helping take care of the commercial needs of their clients. It's gratifying helping people outside of their specialty. So that's been great. Yeah, there's been a good flow of activity in that.
Do either of you, or have you worked with a coach or mentor?
Holly has.
I have.
You have in the past. That's true. Do you still work with someone?
Yes.
Okay. Who's your coach?
I'm doing the Krista Mayshore
Okay.
coaching program currently.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's going to change up. I've also considered Glover U. I've done Tom Ferry in the past, and I'm still not sure which of those three I'm most comfortable with.
Any
So I'm still
coaching.
trying to figure-
I'm kind of coach neutral. I believe I'm a believer in coaching and mixing it up. I've heard great things about Glover U. Obviously, we know a lot of people that do Glover U.
Yes.
So we all need coaching. So that's good.
Yeah.
Tony, I noticed that your SIOR designation.
Yes.
I have it written down here. Society of Industrial and Office Realtors. Is that a newer designation? I'm not.
That designation I have had, it's an 80-year-old organization.
Okay.
I've been a member since 2016.
Okay.
SIOR is a group of commercial professionals in industrial and office real estate with 3,700 members around the country in 41 countries and over 700 cities. And you get this designation through your advancement in your knowledge, ethics, your production.
Okay. So it's a designation you have to earn.
Yeah, you have to earn, and you have to be voted in from an advisory board based on your production and some references within the commercial brokerage community.
How many people are in, for example, Minnesota or Wisconsin are members of this?
In Minnesota and Wisconsin, it's around 100 agents.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, is there a commercial specialty, that for you? Do you specialize in industrial and office space, for example, leases versus,
I do.
What's your forte?
I've been fortunate enough to do a lot of leasing, which to residential agents is really a pretty foreign thing, but it's an enormous sector of commercial real estate. When clients are in a 10-year lease and they're maybe paying $5,000 a month, or they could be paying $80,000 a month in rent, they have an agent negotiating their lease when they're moving in and sometimes when they're renewing their lease. So I have done a lot of industrial and office and some retail. And in 2023 and 2024, I see more leasing in my book of business, and I think on a lot of commercial agents, the office market is very soft still, but it's getting more active, and the sale market is slowing a bit because of interest rates.
Yeah.
Not as much as residential has, but some of the values, the buildings are staying on the market longer. So there'll continue to be a healthy amount of lease transactions.
Okay.
And it's good to be a generalist in this kind of market where you can do office space, you can do industrial space, you can do retail space.
Yeah.
You can sell buildings that are partially occupied to somebody that wants to build their wealth, move their business in, have a tenant in the other half.
What are some services that you provide in either residential or commercial that differentiates you from other realtors?
I think one of the things would be a lease versus buy analysis. And it's not so much the spreadsheet showing, your pre-tax and post-tax benefits and, that you can write off your entire lease payment as opposed to your mortgage payment with owning a building. The numbers don't lie, but also I think it's important to understand when you're going into owning a piece of real estate where, let's say you've leased for many years and you want to own. Some people have these blinders or they're missile locked on owning at a time where the market is at its peak. And then they'll get into a property that the vacant space within their building is not very leasable. So you can make a very big mistake owning real estate when you could have put that money into your marketing and your operations of your business or toward generating employee retention. Just you keep the money in your business where you're making 20, 30%, whatever you're making in your business, instead of in the real estate. A lot of times owning real estate is a good decision, but not always, and you don't hear about that as much. You hear about, oh boy, we just hit it out of the park on this deal, where look around at how many buildings there are in the Twin Cities.
Yeah.
Some of them aren't doing so great.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to get out over your skis, so to speak. That's something I can help clients really look at. Is it good to own right now, or do I continue leasing where my business is doing quite well without owning?
Is there something, Holly, I'll pick on you. Is there something in your business right now that you're aware you should be doing in marketing, or, just that you're not doing?
Sure. I would say, something that I probably might want to implement in 2024. A loan officer that I work with a lot always reminds me of things that I should be doing. Why am I not doing this?
Now we're going to get it on recording, so you have to do
Okay.
it. Okay. Yeah. What is it?
So is prospecting attorneys that deal with divorce and estate. And I think especially with the current state of the economy, those are two big pools that I should be tapping into.
Smart.
So that's something that I've been wanting to do, and it's on a board of things that I want to implement, and I have yet to do it.
do you have experience working with, you're a realtor, so you're working with people going
Yes,
through divorces.
Definitely.
And estate.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And especially, I feel like I have the kind of personality that's very empathetic. And so I do very well in those situations, and people are, my clients that I've worked with that have been in those situations are always very grateful for me during a transaction that is involving one of those things. So
A highly emotional transaction.
yes, yeah.
Thinking about highly emotional transactions, how do you, and then also working together, how do you guys decompress? How do you unwind? How do you check out?
That's probably something we need to work on for 2024.
I think
That
you're
would
right.
be a good goal. Yes, we are a very busy family. We've got kids, and obviously with two realtors, it's not, there's not a lot of relaxation. So I think Tony tends to
We
relax.
work out.
Yeah,
We exercise.
we exercise. We want to travel more.
Yep.
But that'll come in time. But our youngest is just
How
9,
old are your?
So we have a 9-year-old daughter together, and then I have a stepson who's 16, and I have a son who is 28.
Okay.
And he has not lived with us since he was 18, but just recently moved back in with us.
Okay.
Along with his girlfriend and 2 cats. So we have a full-on house full of people and animals at the moment. And he's actually it's been great to have him, and they've been really easy. I think our other 2 kids there's just a lot there that they're high maintenance, both of them. So,
Yes.
so
That's awesome.
We're keeping them, though.
yeah, we're
They're
keeping.
still keepers.
Yeah.
What are your hobbies?
I love sports.
Okay.
I do. One of my guilty pleasures is that I do watch sports. It sort of keeps me at the end of my workday sort of cued into this sort of competitive thing, but also, it's relaxing just to.
Yeah, you need sport like football.
Football, I love hockey. Baseball's a little boring. Really, football and hockey is what I love to watch.
Yep.
So that's, and we love to go to movies, and I love live music. I don't get out enough to hear live music, but being in the Twin Cities, I'm a big music fan, and we have such a great music community here.
Yeah.
So
What advice, and either one of you can answer the question, what advice would you give to, there's a lot of husband and wife real estate teams out there, or, we have a lot of realtors that are considering, one spouse getting into the business. What's your advice?
our situation is unique because Holly does residential and I do commercial. So we kind of stay in our own lane.
Yeah.
And I think it's important not to reinvent the wheel. Try to help out your partner and your spouse where you can help out, but don't be hard-headed. Try not to fight through things and try to sort of lower the temperature and discuss things as people helping each other.
He's talking specifically to me.
Well,
Okay, now it's your turn. What's your advice
like
to
all
him?
people, like a lot of people, people get set in their ways.
Yeah.
And some people are more like that than others. You may be a little more like that than I am, but I'm set in my ways too. I need to work out at the end of my day, for example, or I feel like I can't even downshift to like chill out and be the best dad I can be because I get wound up and anxious during my work day and I get pretty hyper. And it's just, that's what's worked out for me is at the end of the day, I feel like I'm at a lower level to be around family. So everybody's set in their ways, but you're even more than me.
Yeah.
So I let you stay in your lane.
Yeah. And I guess I would say, yeah, just have patience with each other would be the advice, which I need to work on, obviously.
I never asked, how many years have you guys been married?
So we've been married since 2013.
Cam.
So yeah, over 10 and a half years. Yeah.
But you knew each other in high school.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we knew each other in high school a little bit, and then, it was a fairly. We both went to Henry Sibley, which is now Two Rivers in Mendota Heights, and both went through divorces, and then started dating in 2011. So
Purely magical ever since.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's your advice to new agents?
One thing, or it's kind of several things wrapped in, but in this market of higher interest rates, there are fewer transactions. And I think something that's lost on a lot of agents is that being an agent is truly being your own sort of freestanding business. You can choose to market your own way, your business development, and really your development as a professional. It's all your decision. And it's really being a true entrepreneur. And sometimes that can be daunting, especially when the market softens. But I think that all of the tools that we have as agents can sometimes be overwhelming so that you're not seeing the forest through the trees. You're almost panicking, going, I need to do all of this. When if you stay with the basics, which is try to focus as much as you can in a specific area so that you at least can talk about the neighborhoods.
And you mentioned mentor. Did you guys both start out?
I had mentors.
What helped you?
I would say my dad,
Okay.
who's taught me a lot about business, and Scott Frederickson from Welsh Companies, who taught me a lot. It's one of those things where at times he really would kind of beat you down, but there was a lot of positive learning experience to that as well. It's sort of like no pain, no gain. I remember he would, he had this 1994 Dodge Viper, and he'd drive around and he was, it was like, here's how cool I am. And he had a lot of energy and charisma, and he was smart. And, you take the good from some of the negative experiences, because there was a lot of good that I learned from him, although his personality was difficult. So.
How about you, Holly? Is there anyone you'd like to honor or give thanks to?
I mean, I think of like a handful of people. So, people in my earlier years, all at that Lilydale location, Greg Kuntz.
The Remax Realty 100.
Yeah, which is now Remax Results.
Yep.
So, yeah, just a lot of people that, just sort of helped me and taught and mentored me.
Good. Thanks for being on the show, you guys.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you for having us.